My guest today, the Fitness Rockstar, is a mompreneur, master personal trainer, certified in boxing, TRX, kickboxing, group exercise, and kettlebells. Her modeling resume includes multiple features in Teen Vogue, Fitness RX for Women, Women's Health, Black Enterprise, Ebony, Muscle and Fitness Hers, and Oxygen Magazine 8 times. She was ranked second on Shapes Magazine's top 50 hottest trainers in America out of 300,000 stateside personal trainers. My guest feature on ABC's Good Morning America and CBS News brilliantly showcased her magnetic on screen presence. Her Essence Music Festival crowd moving center stage performance in New Orleans left everyone speechless. Witnessing her takeover, Essence Magazine and Lincoln Motor Company named her a leading lady, an honor given to women being the best representation of their field. With her added role of being a mom, she now includes classes and talks designed to help moms snap back into shape safely with the utmost care and positive reinforcement, especially moms who gave birth via C-sections. The better moms feel, the better they will be for themselves and their families, she says. Being a proud University of Miami alumna, she gives back and has been a major attraction at their annual Week of Well-Being, where she works out and discusses health and wellness topics with the students and faculty at all their campuses. She is a successful owner of Bella X Fitness Boutique, located in Miami, Florida. She has developed her own unique equation that effectively harnesses the infinite power of motivation to achieve ultimate fitness goals in her
Hi,
dynamic
little
books.
monkey.
Yes, ma'am,
What?
your muscle as a motivator and a healthy love affair, she says. Staying fit all around requires supreme dedication to the practice of venturing beyond the valley of vanity and tapping into the depths of one's soul. She is a global ambassador for Monster Products, active headphone line, the iSport, and is the most prominent product endorser for Bionic Gloves, the leader in fitness and golf glove technology. The Jamaican Magnetic Energizer Bunny takes health and wellness to the next level with her patented focus on the body, mind, and soul. Please help me welcome my special guest, Nicole Chaplin, to the show.
Hi, Carmen. Nice to meet you.
Finally, nice to meet you as
Yes.
well.
Thank
How
you for
are
having
you?
me. I'm
Oh,
good. I'm good. Miami is nice. I feel good.
oh, I bet it is. I bet it
Yeah.
is. No, thank you so much for agreeing to be on the show. I've been a fan of yours for a very long time. Been following you on Instagram, and you're such an inspiration and such a motivator that I was like, I gotta have her on the show. So I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you for all that you do and bringing that positive energy to the media masses.
Thank you. Thank you. So let's just jump right into it. Tell us a little bit
Sure.
about yourself, Nicole.
So basically, I'm just a woman out here that loves life. I love what God has done for me. I like the fact that I'm alive, I'm well, and I bring that through health and wellness. I try to really inspire people by being the light. I feel like we all have that light within us, and hopefully if you see me, I can pull some of that light out of you by, lighting your candle with my candle. And that's really all I'm about. Fitness is truly a lifestyle for me. It's not a trending topic. It's not something that I do to show off. It's something that has literally changed my life for the better. It's gotten me out of sad moments. It's helped me join friendships that I never had before. I've been able to meet people across the world. I'm going to Ghana because of fitness. I'm going to the one place I've been wanting to go for years, and they're booking me because I do fitness.
Because you do fitness. Awesome.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
No, that is so that's amazing. That's amazing to go there because of something that you love doing. So
Yes.
tell us, I mean, how did you get started? Was fit first of all, was fitness being a fitness professional, personal trainer, was that what you had always aspired to be?
No, absolutely not. What I aspired to be was in the music industry.
Really?
My degree from University of Miami is marketing. My minor was music business and entertainment. I graduated May 12th. I was in New York June 1st.
Wow.
2 weeks, took my degree, went to Brooklyn, got a job working with Mary J. Blige and Geffen and Common. And then somebody called me and said, yo, come to BMI Learn Publishing. So I got to work with Cameron and Pete Rock and a whole bunch of people. I was like, oh, wow, this publishing thing is kind of cool. And Eminem and R. Kelly at the time. God bless R. Kelly. And yeah, that's a different story. And then was able to go to Rockefeller Records and work with Damon. And when I got to work with Damon, it just changed my whole life because I was able to really use my marketing degree and cross marketing with Kanye West. Kanye had just got signed. And how do we take this backpacker from Chicago and make him likable across the
Marketable.
world?
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it worked. So I really, fitness was just something that I kind of stumbled on. But it really started with marketing and music business and entertainment.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
you sought out to be in the music industry as a marketing professional and found yourself in fitness. So tell me, how was that transition? Like, what happened that
Sure.
made you? What
Yeah.
was
I
there a
mean,
tipping point?
yeah, because when I was doing marketing for music industry and entertainment, Damon and Jay kind of went their separate ways. And a friend of mine kept saying, you're always in the gym. You're always in the gym.
It's
And
okay. It's a
why
baby.
don't you, yeah,
You're a
why don't
mom.
you, yeah, can you take it to the room, please? Can you take it to the room, please? Yes. And when I was doing exercise at the gym all the time, a friend of mine said, why don't you become a music trainer? I mean, why don't you become a personal trainer?
Yes.
And I said, sure. And I got certified and it grew really quickly. I went from 5 clients to 10 clients to I was training people from 5 a.m. to 11 o'clock at night.
So I take it you always have been a fit person.
Always. I
Okay.
was
Okay.
always into fitness. I was always exercising, rollerblading, track and field, a dancer at the University of Miami. So being active was my lifestyle. I never
Gotcha.
knew I could make a career out of it.
Okay.
So when Damon and Jay went their separate ways, I was like, well, what do I like to do? I like
Mm-hmm.
being healthy.
Mm-hmm.
How can I monetize this? And this was before Instagram and Facebook like really took off. So it wasn't a trend, or it was just like people were like, what do you do for a living? I was like, I own my own personal training boutique. And they were like, what is that? And
Yeah.
I was like, it's personal training. That's all I do. I personal train with a, amount of clients when I went private.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you asked yourself, so I always like to find out what prompted people to make that next step or either to change a career or to
Hmm.
go in a different direction. I always like to ask people what was it that they were thinking and how it led them to that next place, because so many people get stuck. So many people get stuck in what they think. Maybe they started out wanting to be in the music field, and something happened. Well, they tied their whole identity to that. And now they're sitting there and don't know what to do, don't know where to go next. So I always like to be able to help people who find themselves in a situation, whether it's that they were laid off, whether or not that they, don't like what they thought they were wanting to do, to help them move into that next place. So like, what questions were you asking yourself at that time? I heard you say, what do I like to do? So I think you started off there, right?
I started off there and I said to myself, is this something that I can do that other people will want to be a part of? Right. So for me, if I were to sell a lamp, even though I might like light and electricity, would other people want to get into the light business with me? Probably
Yeah.
not. So it had to make sense. I mean, I'm living in New York City, I'm fresh. I got to understand it's a fast move. I don't have all day to make a decision. So I said, is this something that I'm going to be able to have people catch on quickly? And is it something that I could see longevity in?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Because
Mm-hmm.
I knew that once I have me as a personal trainer, I can make mini me's,
Yeah.
right? I can make mini me's. I could train other people to do it. So having that and being mentors and having people work with my team, have a team, it was able to grow very quickly. So everybody that came to me, I wouldn't be able to train them. I would be able to say, okay, you know what, I'll keep the Alvin Ailey dancers, I'll keep a certain clientele, but then this individual, they don't have the special needs that, they don't need Nicole Chaplin, they can work with so and so, or this is my, the team member that they can work
Yeah.
with.
Okay.
Hmm.
And so it sounds like you were able to kind of be a connector, a facilitator of sorts. So if you weren't able to help them, then you were able to pass them on to someone who could.
Absolutely. And then I
Nice.
would
Nice.
take obviously a percentage of that.
Yes, yes, nice. I
Yes.
like that. And
Yes.
so, everyone, especially right now during this pandemic, It is, you got some states where the gyms are closed and they're
Ah,
not open, like here in North Carolina. I am
yes.
struggling.
You look
I'm
great.
really struggling right
You look
now. Home workouts are fine, but they don't get it. And I understand why the gyms are closed,
Yes,
and
of
I'm
course.
not even I'm questioning that. But for those of us who did enjoy going to the gym, and maybe for some of those other people who don't understand why a home workout is not as appealing to a person like me and others who love the gym. What I say is because it's the energy that I get when I go into a gym.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing others do those same things, being in the same room and space with other people who are doing the same thing, it just brings about a positive energy. And it's hard to do that at home by yourself without someone around who's doing that too. So, how would you encourage and motivate people right now, like me, who who are struggling with being consistent in their workouts at home?
Number one, I would say pray about it. I'm big into spiritual and connection. I'm not a person that you just pray for the big things. People say, "Oh, you don't pray." No, I pray for it. Pray that you have the discipline and that you have the motivation. Secondly, make a list. If you have the budget, maybe you want to invest in a bike, invest in kangaroo shoes, invest in a
Kangaroo
good
shoes,
music.
what are those?
They're like bounce shoes,
Oh,
so you can bounce. You bounce. They're like they're like kangaroos, so you look like
wow.
a kangaroo basically. And there's a company down here called Soca Bounce. They're Jamaican girls, and they sell them.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's a different type of movement. And
Okay.
so one day you do kangaroo, shoes bounce. Second day you do biking. Third day you do roller skates. Fourth day you do a jog. Fifth day you do a home workout. So now you have five different things out of seven, opposed to just staying in the home.
I see what you
Then
did there.
exactly, you got to make a list. Like, okay, maybe I don't have the money to invest in all of this, but maybe I invest in a blow up boxing bag and boxing, and I do a
Yes.
YouTube video and I box. That's one workout, right? One day might be 30 minutes of intervals of jump rope. That's another workout. So
Yes.
if you write it out and you're like, okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, my rest day is Saturday, Sunday's just my walk day. And then the next week you shift it up. Maybe
I
you
like
bike
that.
twice out of the week. You can make it. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to be in your home.
That's good advice because that's exactly what I think about when I think of home workouts. I think about turning on that TV, laying down my little mat,
Yeah.
and doing it. And again, it's fine for maybe 1 or 2 days out of the week, but to do that every single day sometimes get very monotonous. But I like what you said as far as getting several different types of activities that get you moving, that get you going to break up that monotony during the week.
And then it's for some people, if they have a garage, use the garage. It's a different scenery. Crack the door open. I have a neighbor. She has like a used treadmill she found on eBay or something, and she cracks it so she's looking out. So she's not just
Yeah.
looking at the same room. It's just a different change of environment. Maybe invest in a good music system and blast that. That might be your dancing
Yes.
day. That's your dancing day. You time yourself. You're like, okay, I got 45 minutes. I'm just going to sweat. I'm going to turn the AC off in the house, and I'm going to make this like a sauna and just really sweat and just have fun because it's my playlist, you know?
Yes. Yeah. No, music is definitely something
Yeah.
that, can bring the energy when you don't have having a good playlist. So, what are some songs on your playlist?
Oh my gosh. I'm so into Megan Thee Stallion right now. Girls in the Hood. I'm really into this artist from Africa. I'm not sure what country, Rima. I used him in my playlist for Essence when I did Essence Fest. I was just listening to Bone Thugs and Harmony this morning. I was listening, it's the thuggish ruggish bone. I was like,
Yeah.
okay. I was listening to some Pac. Who else? I was listening to Madonna. I like her old
Love
stuff.
Madonna. I love old
Yes,
Madonna. Yeah. Holiday,
yeah, I
Lucky
was just
Charm.
like having fun, as long as the BPMs are fast. Um,
Absolutely. Right.
yeah, I was listening to some Beanie Man, Bounty Killer. So I mix it up. Like one day I'm
Yeah.
falling into my dance hall, and the next day I'm like ratchet, ratchet. Bring it, bring it.
We're
Yeah,
women. We change up. So our
exactly.
music gotta fit our mood and where we are at that time. So I get it. I
Yes.
love it. Now you mentioned Essence. Now you were a featured, I guess, guest at
Yeah.
the Essex Music Festival. Tell us about that.
Well, my first year was 2017, and I was so honored. I couldn't believe they booked me for center stage, and I was like blown away. I had never even experienced anything like New Orleans and all that. Then I had my baby. So 2018, I wasn't ready. I just wasn't ready. I was lethargic. I just couldn't catch my breath after having an emergency C-section. And then 2019, they said, Nicole, not only do we want you to do center stage, based on your book, A Healthy Love Affair, right?
Yes.
But we want you to do the first ever wellness house. We want you to be the head. You know what I mean? And I was like,
Yeah.
what is that? And they were like, it's only dedicated to health and wellness and fitness. And then on top of that, they asked me to do two book signings. So I had four bookings over the course of 3 days. And it was that, I mean, if anybody was in New Orleans last year, that was, I mean, every year is amazing, but 2019, Michelle Obama, the
Oh,
energy was
yes.
there. I mean, to be on center stage doing what I love, talking about my book, talking about love and fitness, and then performing at the Wellness House, sold out. They opened up more slots. We couldn't fit any more people in it. We were booked to capacity. It was, it's probably going to go down as one of my most memorable experiences. And I have all the footage in the world to show my son later on. So I'm so grateful.
That's awesome. That's
Yes.
awesome. I mean, you just light up when you talk about it. So I can tell it was
Ah,
a wonderful, joyful experience for you.
yes. To come back from an emergency C-section, and
Mm-hmm.
fitness is my life. I went up 70 pounds, and swollen ankles, vomiting, being allergic to Percocet and OxyContin, and all these things that, no, I'm not knocking the medical profession, but my body's not used to that. And
Mm-hmm.
then 2018, I just didn't have it. I couldn't move and do what I do. I mean, I
Yeah.
was hurting, and then I was just like, I'm just not ready, guys. I don't have it. I can't go on stage like this. It's just
So,
it's not me.
right. So you made a difficult decision to say that you were not ready. Now, I imagine you to be a high achiever. I
Yeah.
imagine you to be, a go-getter. Not a lot of times people like you and myself will say, I can't do it. So it
Yeah.
sounded like you listened to your body
Hmm.
and you made a tough decision to say, you know what, I can't do it this year. How was it making that decision?
It was hard because you essence doesn't come every day, and there's no guarantee that the next year they're gonna call you. There might be another Nicole Chaplin in the making, that she's doing her thing. They're like, oh, well, you know what? You weren't ready, so we're gonna go to her, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to turn down an opportunity, but also too, if you're gonna be on center stage, I mean, you're talking about New Orleans has 500,000 people. The venue holds 150,000 people. I mean, you're talking about an audience like you've never seen before.
Yeah.
So if you're not coming with your A game, you got to really think, should I go up there knowing the year before I killed it? You know?
Yeah.
So you don't want to decline, you want to escalate and then go even beyond that? So I just had
Mm-hmm.
to say, you know what? It's not there, and it's okay. I had a surgery where it left me so depleted of
Mm-hmm.
energy. I mean, I was constantly lethargic. I just felt like somebody unplugged the battery.
Wow.
And I don't even think I would have gotten on the plane. Like, it just wouldn't work. And it was
Mm-hmm.
okay. I prayed about it, and I was like, God, you got me. Because there is only one, the Fitness Rockstar. They're gonna come back. And they
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did.
No, it's great. It's great that you listened to yourself, you listened to your body, and you believed. You
Yeah.
believed in who you were and what your value is, and you made a decision that was right for you. Great.
Amen. Thank
Great.
you.
So, your book, you've written two books, Yes,
Yes.
Ma'am, and Love. What was the other one? I
Yes,
can't.
it's called A Healthy Love
A
Affair.
Healthy Love Affair. Okay, now that one sounds
Yes.
scandalous. Tell me about that
Yes. And
one.
that's exactly what I want. I named it. It sounds
Yes.
scandalous. The reason I named it that is for that reason, because people will probably join in if they're like, oh, there's some scandal to it. But honestly, it's about love and your love of your relationships and how it comes together. How
Mm-hmm.
can you merge having a positive relationship and falling in love with fitness? How do those
Mm-hmm.
two, the better your fitness life, the better your relationships. Because the better you feel inside, the better you're going to exude to other people.
Yes.
One example, if a husband and wife are together, right? The wife works out. She had a great workout. She feels good. She jumps in the shower. Her husband's still sleeping. When he wakes up, she's in a great mood. She has all these endorphins popping. It's just only going to lead to him, hopefully, to want to be like, you know what? My wife is in a good mood. Let me make sure I'm in a good
Mm-hmm.
mood too.
Yeah.
More likely than him waking up to her being like sluggish. She probably won't be sluggish because she just had this amazing workout, and vice versa.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Teachers, if a teacher works out, she goes to school, she has such a great day, she's going to exude that to her students. She's going to have that energy to read out loud and, do the papers and show them the things and do stuff like that. I just feel like every relationship, not just romantic, but on all levels, doctors, nurses, friends, just by being a healthier version of yourself. So a
Yes.
healthy love affair.
Yes, I love that. I love that. You're right. The mind, body, and soul is connected. And so when one is not healthy, you're more than likely not being healthy in the other areas. So to get all of
Yes.
those in tune and in line helps you to be your best self.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
that's why I wrote it. It came to me, and I was like, you know what? I never read a book like that intertwine those two topics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you talked about the challenges of not being able to do Essence Music Festival that year.
Yeah.
Have there been any other major challenges in your life that you faced and had to overcome?
I would definitely say not being with the father of my child. I mean, that was really hard. That was a decision that I had to make. This is probably the first time I've ever talked about it publicly. Uh, I've always been the dreamer of a two-parent home, waking up mom
Mm,
and dad, and I haven't given up on that dream.
good.
But I thought it would be with the person that I had a child with, and
Sure.
that has been such a challenge because you're co-parenting, and this is a new term I never heard of until recently, like
Yeah.
co-parenting. I'm not a single mother. I have his help and whatnot. We just didn't gel, and I think that that's hard for a
Yeah.
person that really wanted that. I really wanted the picket fence and mommy daddy. I
Yeah.
do think it's going to happen. It's just not going to happen with his biological father.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a lot. I pray about it. I want us to still be great friends. I want our son to grow up and know, even when things don't work out the way that you think, it
Hmm.
doesn't mean it has to be tumultuous.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know. So we're
Yeah.
working together on. It's a daily thing. It's not something we're going to graduate to. We got to work on it.
Absolutely. No, completely understand what you're saying. And thank
Mm,
you for sharing.
yeah.
I do understand. I was married for 17 years and
Oh,
divorced and had, at that time, a 14 and 12-year-old. And
mm,
so, yeah, learning how to co-parent, especially after that many years of being a two-parent household, was very, very difficult.
yeah.
And so even when you are married, and and then that happens, or even in your situation where you didn't marry the father of your child, it's just hard
Yeah.
because I, like you, believe family is a number one
Huge.
value in my life. Is huge. But like you said, it doesn't have to be tumultuous. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be you know, I think the beautiful thing about when life throws us those curveballs are all the beautiful lessons that you learn in those times. And so, being able to show my daughters that, hey, things didn't work out, but look, we still gonna keep it rolling. We still gonna
Yeah.
keep going, And so, I think those are really wonderful examples that we can show our children in times where things are not so perfect, so to speak.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. And so I know from your pictures on Instagram, which are completely amazing, and just
Oh, thank you.
whenever I feel like, Carmen, I'm going to go eat the cake because I love cake. I'm like, no, what would Nicole do?
Oh, thank you.
I mean, you're absolutely beautiful,
Thank
and your
you.
fitness is beyond. I mean, you're awesome. And so, what I was so impressed about was that, like me too, I had a C-section. My last child was a C-section, and I remember. Funny story. I remember giving birth to her. I was in the hospital, and now the first one I had naturally, and the second one I had a C-section. So I remember having her, and maybe a day or two, I walked down to the cafeteria to get something to eat. Now my stomach is still very, swollen
Yeah.
and out there. And so I'm walking to get some food, and the lady in, and she turns around. She's like, "Oh, when are you gonna have your baby?"
That's rough.
I was like, "I already have my baby."
Oh my
And
God.
I was just like, oh my gosh, like, how is this gonna, oh
I
my
know.
goodness. And so, obviously it went down and things like that. But I
Hmm.
saw the pictures of you, and you showed your stomach 3 months postpartum.
Oof.
And we see to where you are today.
Yeah.
Amazing. Tell us, how did you do that?
I mean, I didn't know what this condition exists. It's called ileus, and
Mm-hmm.
it's basically severe swelling. And I think between the oxycontin and the Molly and all of that, it just kept going. And I remember I talked to my Dr. Brown, and I said, Dr. Brown, is this going to be like this permanently? He's like, no, Nicole. I said, so what should I be doing? He goes, take a deep breath. Like, you just went through an emergency C-section. You
Yeah.
weren't planning
Isn't
for
that
it.
crazy how we
Yes,
were
he's like,
how we think about those things? We just had a beautiful baby. I just had a
yeah,
beautiful baby girl. But I'm looking down at this.
yeah. And he's like, relax, take it down a
Yeah.
notch and breathe. He's like, it's gonna be okay. So after, like,
Yeah.
I went for my checkup. The first thing I did was I went into some deep prayer. I was like, this is something I didn't plan for. I didn't know. I never researched it. We talked about it as an option in case, but I never really thought it was gonna happen. I was like, okay, we
Sure.
mentioned it, and I really took it one step at a time. I went from little walks around the block, maybe 5 minutes, like literally just around my building. I lived in an apartment at the time. And then it increased from 5 to 10. And I slowly went up until I could walk for 20 minutes.
Okay.
And then I had to be very careful because he was like, if you do too much, you might, if you bend or you do too many squats, you could literally tear it. You
Yeah.
don't want to reopen it. So just be very careful. And then right around the 3 month mark, I started detoxing, which I stopped breastfeeding, and the detoxing, and you probably heard of it, ISOT and NutriBurst.
Mm-hmm.
It really helped me because I was retaining so much water,
I
and I just
see.
couldn't. It just wouldn't leave. It was just like gushy in there. And then once I started taking the detox tea and really cutting out the bread, mind you, I was eating Oreos and stuff. That wasn't helping either. I was just like, oh my God, I'm big. Oh my God, I'm big. And I'm like, well, this is not helping. I'm big and I'm eating more. Like, doesn't make sense. I had to like rewire my brain pattern. And
Yes.
then honestly, Carmen, right around month 4, month 5, it just whoosh, like the detoxing, the discipline. Once I saw the first 20 pounds and the 30
Yeah.
pounds, it kind of was like, okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
I finally got back to like 150. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm only 10, 15 pounds away. And then I hit 140. And then I got to 135. I was like, I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm back,
Yeah.
and that it took a while, because some months it was more rapid. Some months I had more
Yeah.
help with the baby,
Mm-hmm.
because I
Mm-hmm.
needed to be able to have someone watch him. Some of the stuff I can't do with Dominic Stein. I can't do pull-ups in the gym
Mm-hmm.
with him next to me.
Yes. Yeah.
So I would have to, hey, can you watch the baby for an hour? Or, hey, could you just stop at the house? Or I really need like 2 hours. This is a
Yeah.
cardio day, and just like work with people. And I still have such a great support
I was
system.
going to say, it sounds like you have an amazing support
Yes.
system, which is so important for women, not only women with who are raising their children on their own, but women
Yes.
in general, to have a
Yeah.
support system to reach out to when you are trying to achieve, your
Yeah.
goals.
Well, thank God for that. That really helped me. And before you know it, I've never been a juice person really.
Hmm.
So I went back to natural juicing, the kale, the spinach, the celery, the carrots, the ginger. That helped tremendously. I mean, it just really helped me clean out. And I just never went back. I never really went back. I
You
made up
never
gain like 5. Rona, I gained 8 pounds. I'm not gonna lie. This
Rhonda
cheese
came for
just
everybody.
Rona's like, girl, I'm gonna come for you. And I was like, yeah. So the gym's been open here for about 3 weeks. So I've been able
Okay.
to like kind of shed my first 5 pounds. So I only have like 5 pounds left. And it's just really me focusing on the lower abdominals like I did before.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
And so, what changed for you? Obviously, I mean, with when the pandemic hit, things closed. How
Yeah.
did you navigate that change through the pandemic?
Everybody just wanted to start training virtually. We just started coming up with, I mean, everybody can't buy a squat rack, or you know what I mean, a huge dumbbell rack. So we started just going virtually. I was like, okay, these are the bands you need. If you can invest in, like I would tell people, in some type of cardio, if you can get a bike or something, or roller skates,
Mm-hmm.
we need something where you can kind of move more than just doing burpees in the house,
Yeah. Yeah.
and a lot of my clients did that. A lot of my clients also were like, Nicole, can you do small group training? We
Mm-hmm.
can't go in the gym, but can we do, like, maybe can I get two people and we do social distancing and we meet at the park? So
Nice.
that helped, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So I was able to do
Very
that.
much.
Yeah. And now, I mean, virtually I'm doing really well. I mean, I don't know how much more I can do, because certain people don't want to train with anybody else. They want
Mm-hmm.
my one-on-one attention, but I can't give that to every, I'm only one person,
Yeah.
So some people, I'm like, I can't do any more one-on-ones, but can you do a group? You can join in this group. I already have
Yeah.
this, it's 5 women, it's 6 men, or whatever the numbers are. So it's kind of shifted just to like what we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, what is an experience like working out with Nicole Chaplin?
Oh, you're gonna have fun. I'm here to make sure you know that someone's rooting for you. That's all I want to do. I want to bring a smile to your face. I want you to feel leaving accomplished. I want to leave you feeling like I did that. You know, a lot of my clients say, Nicole, I'm not in the mood. And at the end, they're like, I'm so glad I did it.
Yes,
You
it's
know?
always that way. It's
Yeah, like, I'm not
always
in the
that
mood.
way.
I'm not in the mood. It's like 5 o'clock. I'm not in the mood. I'm like, get in the mood. So a good playlist, a good attitude, and I'm huge on spiritual development. I always say,
Yes.
if you need a moment, let's take a moment. We could sit here for 60 seconds in silence. Let that negativity release,
Pass through.
and then let's
Mm-hmm.
let's bring it. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that helps a lot too.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What is the most fulfilling part of being a personal trainer?
When somebody says that it just changed their whole day, a decision that they might have made, they're like, because I had that good workout, I made a better decision, or it's improved how I feel about myself. My wife says my attitude's better. My kids say I have more energy.
Yeah.
I'm not always telling them no all the time. No, I don't want to go. They're like, Dad, you're saying yes more. And it's because I have the energy to do it. It's not so much always the look of it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
what is it? Because other people are affected. Like, that's what the whole book's about, your fitness and your relationships. So a
Yeah.
lot of times it's the people around them notice there's a change in them.
Yes.
And when they express it to me, it's like, wow, I'm so glad, because it got deeper than just how you look, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. It got deeper than the vanity.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. No, that's
That's the most
amazing to
exciting
know that
part.
you have had an impact in someone's life like that.
Yes, thank you.
What would you tell a person who is interested in becoming a personal trainer or fitness professional? What are some tips that you would offer them?
Number one, I would say be passionate. You have to be passionate, because, especially if you're starting out, you don't have a clientele. So whether you have one client or you have 50 clients, treat it as if every client is your 50th client,
Mm-hmm.
right? On your roster. Second of all, make sure you make a business out of it. So for me, I'm a speaker, I do, events,
Yes.
I do TLC, I have my NutriBurst and my tea. Um, I have virtual clients, I have in-person clients, I have my high profile clients, that live on South Beach. You have to make sure it's just not one avenue. And
Yeah.
then with that, are you diversifying it? So whatever you make from this, are you taking a portion of that and going into your mutual funds? Are you buying real estate? Are you looking up the new Black Wall Street? Are you into Tulsa? Are you buying
Bam.
property? What are you doing? I just sold a home in New York. I still have that one. So it's not just personal training. Personal training allows me to fund a lot of these other projects,
Mm-hmm.
and also find someone that you can help out. I would
Yeah.
tell a trainer that, find a charity, create your own. Maybe you just train one child a week for free. You don't
Yeah.
know if that child, is in a stressful environment and they're like, they don't have anybody to talk to. But them training with you once a week for 1 hour, just you looking for them, is an escape from their home.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
find some way that part of your business model is giving back. It's not just about taking.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Serving others. I love that. Um, and so you were mentioning some of the projects that you are working on with the
Yes.
different products. What else are you working on right now?
I'm deciding how am I going to start my charity in Jamaica. I'm really,
Nice.
really, yeah. I don't know if I'm
Now, are
gonna.
you originally from Jamaica
My parents,
or your parents are?
yes,
Okay.
both of them are yachties. Yeah. So I'm just deciding which angle do I want to go. Do I want to do fitness or maybe go into safe homes? Looking for
Yeah.
making sure that the children that I find that they're in a safe environment. I'm not sure where I want to go. I have a friend and we were gonna go literally before Rona to go investigate and do some more research so I can know how do I want to be involved. But I'm still
Yes.
gonna do it. It might not be till next year when
Yeah,
it's all calms
sure.
down. But
Mm-hmm.
that's where my heart is. That's one project, and I'm thinking of writing a third book. I'm thinking of writing a book about C-sections.
That would be amazing. That
Yeah,
would be amazing. Yeah.
yeah, about being a sister, how important it is to find a doctor that, and I'm all about circulating the black dollar and making sure we support each
Mm-hmm.
other, but
Mm-hmm.
also too why it's important because I'm learning a lot about our women, why so much many of us go into the hospital and don't make it out,
Mm.
and I want to educate. What have I learned? I think the reason why my recovery, even though it was tough, I was able to get through it is because my doctor cared.
Absolutely.
My doctor stood by my side. I remember when I was yelling and I was just like, this hurts so much. I remember him looking at me, Dr. Brown, and he looked at me. He was like, we got this. And
Yes.
just to see a brother look at you with that hope, like, you're my patient, but you're mine.
Mm-hmm.
We're from the same bloodline. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It just gave me that comfort. And he checked on me every day. He called me, my midwife called
Mm.
me. It was a team,
Yeah.
and as painful as it was. And I mean, I was in the emergency room for 5 days.
Wow.
5 days. I left and then came back. I came
Mm.
back within 4 hours. I was like, something is wrong. My heart, the swelling, my ears, like I just feel like I'm gonna implode right now. And I went back and knowing that he had my back. And he
Yeah.
was like, where's Nicole? And he called and I don't know if we get that type of attention. And in that time, you need that type of attention. You need
Yes.
to know that he's gonna rock with you or she's gonna rock with you and they're not gonna just brush you off and say, oh, you're fine. You got this.
Yes, that's right. No, you're absolutely right. I could say that I'm blessed to have had really great
Yeah.
experiences in my medical history with my doctors. I
Yeah.
had a partial hysterectomy last
Mm.
fall, and then I had a C-section with my daughter, and I had fibroids. So I have had, several issues when it comes
Mhm.
to, the uterus and the and my pregnancies. And so, but I had an amazing doctor. I had a doctor who informed me of all of my different options that I had, and
Yeah.
allowed me to make an informed decision and, checked on me. And so for me, I felt like that was the norm. I felt like that's what doctors are supposed to do. So when I started reading and hearing about how our Black sisters are dying on the delivery table or dying, giving birth, I'm like, what is going on here? Like, how can my experience be the exception? It's just
Yeah.
not acceptable. So I think being able for you to write a book that talks about how it should look for
Yeah.
women so that they can be their own advocate, especially for us as Black women, we're advocates for everybody else.
Hmm.
We got to make sure that we're advocates for ourselves. And so
Absolutely.
to make sure that we are receiving that type of treatment that we deserve.
Yeah. I might name it How It Should Look.
Right. How it should look because
I'm gonna
yeah.
consult you.
Yeah, yeah.
If you
Because
let me use
again,
that
they may
title,
not
because
know.
that's an awesome title. It's like How It Should Look, because a
I
lot of
like
people
that.
don't know. A lot of
That's
people
right.
don't know. We're not that we're clueless. We just don't know, and we don't have people that care that say, no, that could literally be my sister.
Absolutely.
I don't want to see her not make it out here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a huge project that I'm praying on. And how do I want to go about it? And um I definitely want to take it on tour where it can be interactive, so we have
Absolutely.
little forums in different hot cities, Chicago, New York. So I just want to
Yes.
see, because once it comes out, it got to come out and I got to hit the streets. So
Yes.
I got to just wait on the Rona to leave. She could just go. Stop it.
I
Jeez.
know, I know. She's just like, I'm gonna hang around a
Yeah.
little while. I'm gonna keep y'all still a little bit,
Right.
let you get centered and connected to yourself. At least that's what I'm telling myself
Yes. She's like
with her
that.
being around right now.
Yes.
But no, you are amazing. I'm so glad. Thank you so much for the
Thank
time
you.
today. You are a rock star, ball of
Oh,
energy, ray
thank
of
you.
light. I love everything that you're doing. Can you tell the listeners and viewers how they can follow you if they want to hear more information?
Absolutely. My Instagram is my first and last name, Nicole, Nicole, Chaplin, Chap like Paul, Lin, and then the number one. Or you can go to my website, NicoleChaplin.com, or you could Google me, just Nicole Chaplin, personal trainer, it'll pop up.
Awesome. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you so much. And thank you again for having me. Thanking you for being the light. I talked about that in the beginning. You definitely are light. You're beautiful, Carmen. I continue to just send you positivity, love, and may you excel in all that you do.
Amen. I received that. Thank you, sister.
Yes. You're
Thank you.
welcome.